What's up, guys, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. Today I'm not going to be doing a tutorial, and I'm going to be having just some thoughts, kind of a rambling video on my thoughts of all of the new characters that are dropping in Inazuma, and kind of how this could spell a lot of bad things for Mihoyo as a company. And my main concern is, I think I can't speak for all Genshin players, but I can speak for myself. So there's no one in the game, right, whose design I straight up do not like. Like, I just hate. I hate their design. There's very few people. Child, I don't love his design. He's okay. He's probably the ones whose design I like the least. But he has a really cool kit, and I think it's really awesome that he switches between bow and swords. Like, I think that's awesome. So there's no character I would not take for free. And there's very few characters that I just, no hesitation, total skip. Everybody wants all the characters in the game, right? Everybody wants all the characters, and if you looked at my character archive, I have almost all the characters because I just like them. And I think in Mihoyo's eyes, in a perfect world, everyone should try to get all the characters, and that's what they want. Well, the problem with that is I just got Ayaka, right? And in like 5 or 6 days at the time of this recording, I think even 4 days, Yoimiya is coming out. And according to, the rumor, Sayu is coming out at the same time on the same banner. So instead of one character over 30 days, that's 2 characters within 30 days. And if you're playing in Inazuma, which everybody is, right? I don't know why you would hang out in Mondstadt. Unless you just like Mondstadt, that's totally up to you. Everybody's hanging out in Inazuma, where the enemies are such a high level that you basically need your team to be level 90 to easily clear all this stuff, have full artifact sets, have a fully upgraded weapon, have so much time invested already, and they want you to work on Ayaka, Yoimiya, Sayu, eventually when the rest of the characters come out. And we know there's tons of characters yet to be released, because even if Mihoyo hasn't officially announced it, we know that the steadfast rule for Mihoyo is whenever there's a character that has a vision in the storyline, well, we end up getting them at some point or another. So you can expect all of these new characters come out. Even if you don't know who they are, within 30 days there's another character coming out, and you're going to have to, especially in the problem with Inazuma, is at least in Mondstadt, if a new character came out, or in normal Teyvat before the new continent, if a new character came out, you would probably have some of the crafting materials required to ascend them, to level them up, this, that, and the third. You would probably have some of that stuff. But because all of these characters are going to need new boss materials, new level up materials, and even their weapons that are best suited to them, like if you got the Mist Splitter Reforged sword like I did, now you have to spend more resin away from Ayaka and onto her weapon. So how are you getting all of the resin and the resources to get all of this done? It's going to be virtually impossible. My Ayaka, I want to use her. I really like her design. I really like her kit. She's so fun to use. But to really get around Inazuma effectively without just getting, bodied, you need to be like 80, 90, 70 to really just kind of, unless you have a really good kit. I mean, my Ayaka works, but it just everything takes like way longer than it would with all my other characters. So I'm not really too incentivized to use her despite liking her. So I'm spending all of my resin on Ayaka. I'm spending all of my resin trying to get her artifact set up. I still haven't even gotten a 5-star hourglass. Like, I know, right? The luck on that. I got the Mist Splitter Reforged. So now I need to spend resin getting these new crafting materials. All the crafting materials, not a single one from Mondstadt or normal Teyvat. So now I have to do these domains to get this up, and I need to spend all of my my money and my, getting the perpetual hearts to get this crafting material. So it's kind of like if Yoimiya is coming out in less than like 5 days, if I want to wish on the banner, I'll get her, right? But I won't be able to really use her besides look at her. I won't be able to have fun with her. I won't be able to take her in domains. And it's kind of like, what's the point of releasing all these characters so frequently and so many at a time? And now that the game's been out for so long, look at how many characters we have. You know, I have a lot of the characters. I really do. I have basically all of them except a couple. And that's rare. Not a lot of people do that. But that's just because I like all of their designs and I want to have them all. But I can't use them all, and there's so many characters that just don't get leveled because I don't have the resources already. And now they're going to be adding tons more characters, so it's kind of like, how are they going to... And you could say with events they give us access to more resources and stuff, but even with the resources, like on the, I don't know if the event's still up, but on Thunder Sojourn, we got, what, like 2 of these? We got 6 of the smaller ones and like 2 of the, I could be wrong, but we did not get a lot of the main ones that you kind of effectively need. And yeah, I think we did get 2 because I haven't used any of the elegance ones because nobody uses them, I don't think. So it's kind of like, well, where are we getting all the resin, all the resources? You want us to level up all of these characters, you want us to level up their weapons, get their artifacts, like, how are we gonna do that? Especially when there's very few people who just have a stupid kitted out character that's already done, that doesn't need any new artifacts, doesn't need their weapon upgraded at all. There's not a lot of people that have just a full team of killers, right? That don't need anything done. We all need to work on stuff, and I gotta take away my time from building my Hu Tao or my Eula, who are my main DPSs, to working on a Yaka or Yoimiya if I end up getting her. And I want to get her, but I have to kind of skip her because, I mean, I could get her and just, you know, hold on to her until I have time. But if they're releasing a character every 30 days, when am I going to have time to work on these characters? It's kind of like I'm hoarding these characters and I have no use for them. So it's a very strange situation that we've found ourselves in. And I'm not entirely sure what the solution is. I would say that the solution would have to be giving us access to more resources or giving us access to, you know, improving our resin more or increasing our resin more frequently, like handing out fragile resin more often, or just have events that when these characters come out, we are very heavily, saturated with more resources and resin. Like, why not have an event where, for the first week that Yoimiya is out, or the first 2 weeks, or whatever the case may be, everybody gets double resin, if you have Yoimiya. You know, I mean, that seems like super cheap and kind of whack, but at the same time, it makes sense to do something like that, because now, for the people that actually got her, they're not just gonna be kind of screwed in the fact that they can't effectively really use her or train her without taking away from somebody else. So that's kind of my thoughts on the matter. I'm curious to hear what all your guys' thoughts on the matter of this kind of like, I don't even know what to call it, but this just max buildup of all these characters and running out of resources to really work on these characters. And I'm just kind of curious what you guys think. Leave a comment in the underneath the video. And thank you guys for watching and listening to the rambling that I did today. But hopefully, you know, some sort of solution comes out. And I'm sure there's going to become a point where Mihoyo it's going to be a bend or break moment. Because there's going to just be so many characters. And this is going to be a complaint that is just going to become more and more popular and more in Mihoyo's ear. Because it's just becoming such a major problem. And a lot of people have already talked about it. And I just want to bring more light, because the bigger the fire gets, eventually Mihoyo is going to have to realize that there's a major problem and they got to work on it. So I'm hoping that happens sooner rather than later, because it's kind of subtracting from my want to get some of these characters, because I'm going to get them and it's like, well, I know they're coming back at some point, so why get them now? You know, it's kind of like a waste. So that's just my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.